Hello. So today I am in London, going to Vegas, and really tired. Haven't slept properly. Already feeling jet lagged. But I wanted to share something that came to my mind. You know how, in the spirit of again keeping it real, sharing what my work is, my struggles within a work are. I wanted to share what one of my coaches. I recently hired him for a specific area that I want to work with him, and what he said. You know, this coach obviously doesn't know me, and so everything he said in the first session was like a surprise to me. Not a surprise, like it was like non-biased, right? Like, so it was very interesting to hear from him. And I want to share what he said. One of the coaching he gave me was how I see myself as really small. You know, I see myself as, I make myself small. I see myself as this person who has a long way to go and who doesn't feel as capable. And it was so interesting to hear that, because of course I have moments where I do know the work that I do and the brilliance that I have, and I get a lot of appreciation for the work that I do from my clients that work with me, right? But what was very evident after that first session with him was, especially because he doesn't know me at all, so everything that he said was based off of first what he heard from me literally in that one session, right? So I wanted to share this with you because I've really been reflecting on it, and this is actually the truth, because the truth is that even like the cultures that we live in, the culture that I lived in, and I know you do too, limits you, right? Like we haven't been taught how to take up space. In fact, we've been taught to really dumb ourselves down, dial ourselves down, so we can give others the space. So if anytime we are, you know, claiming more space, in the past as a child when we did that, we were punished or we were told this is wrong, and we were not being considerate of others. So what we have now learned is to not take up that space, right? And for me, my work requires me to take up space. I know how much, like I so want to be this person who can consistently see her own brilliance and be in her own power, because I know that's the only way I'm going to be able to help you. If I don't own my power fully, how am I going to be able to help you see your power, right? So that's why I do this work, because it's really important for me to see a world where we can be in our power, when we don't try to make ourselves small, when we actually feel that expansive, you know, abundant self who can coexist and actually play with other abundant souls, right? Like this abundance is what I want to see, because the truth is there's so much fun in playing when we are not trying to either dumb ourselves down or like reduce someone else, right? Like there's so much fun in just living more expansively and helping others live more expansively. It's a beautiful world to play in, and that's the world I want to see. So I just wanted to share, because I'm sure you resonate with it, especially being a woman. Even if you're living in Western cultures, but if you're especially living in cultures which are more underdeveloped yet, or like Asian cultures, I know this is part of our cultures to really like take up less space, be in that line, Lakshman Rekha, and I just wanted to give you an invitation to really look into which areas are you doing that, and how you can start to notice it and challenge that thinking. Because you know, when somebody says something demeaning to us or smaller to us, it's easy for us to identify that, and you know, we would not even want to be with that person, right? But we are telling ourselves that 24/7. Well, I'm exaggerating. There are moments when you don't, when you see your brilliance, but you know, we're like, a lot of chatter inside us is about demeaning stuff, which we wouldn't absolutely accept if anyone was to say that. But when we are doing it, we are like, that's okay. That's who we are, right? We believe that for that period of time, and it's not useful at all. I know it's hard to see our own brilliance, but it's important that we do. It's important for ourselves, but it's important for our kids that we do. Because unless we do that, our daughters are not going to learn how to stand in their own brilliance. We have to be that generational change makers. So, my friend, acknowledge your own brilliance. It's good for you to acknowledge others. That is at anyway normal to you, it will come to you. But acknowledge your own brilliance. Notice when you're not doing that. Notice when you're being mean to yourself. It's really, really, really important to create the world that we absolutely want to live in, but we also want our daughters and sons to live in. That's all I wanted to share. Okay, bye. See you in Vegas.